Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kgaka. Once again, today is a very exciting time in the history of South Africa. We are going to discuss the law of trust. With us today, we have the most senior attorney in the Republic of South Africa, specialized in a number of fields of the law, one of being the law of trust. His name is Mr. Yanni Hesselink from Hesselink Incorporated, and he is the founder as well as the director and the CEO. Mr. Yanni Hesselink, please welcome.
Thank you, Elson. Much appreciated. Nice to be here.
Yes, today I've got some few questions. Most of the questions I receive from you, viewers, and those that support our cause. The first question I will throw to Mr. Yanni Hesselink is: what is a trust? Give the definition of the trust, and your definition must not be to the attorneys, must be to the ordinary South Africans, so that they can clearly understand the law of trust, how it operates, what is the definition, what does that mean to them in particular. Thanks.
Mr. Kgaka, the best way, easiest way to explain it is a trust is a legal entity or a legal enterprise, but our courts has gone to look at what this thing called a trust is, and they say it is nothing more than a written contract which is registered um, with the master of the High Court. So, in essence, it's a contract that is registered between parties.
Wow. What does that mean? Is that meaning trust is like a company is independent from its own, from the owners or from the trustee or from the beneficiaries? When you said it's like a contract but it's registered with the master of the court.
So, once the trust contract is signed by the parties, then the trust is registered with the master and it becomes a separate legal entity. But it's not treated in our law like a company or a closed corporation. It has many tax and other benefits in our law.
Wow, this is very exciting to hear that there are some tax benefit. So my question would be, what type of trust do we have in South Africa that is recognized by the law?
So in South Africa, we've got many trusts. People give it different names. They say it's a schools trust, it's a benefit trust, it's a property trust, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just a name they give it. In essence, in South Africa, and I think worldwide, there's only two kind of trusts that we have. The first one, and you look at the nature of the trust, and it will tell you what kind of trust we're dealing with. Like you are a male, so your nature is that of a male. So if we want to ask what is your nature, we say it's a male. So in the trust law, you get a distinction between a discretionary trust and the vesting trust. Those are the only two kinds of trust that you get, and both of these have different consequences and effects. The one that works best in our law is a discretionary trust, and that is where the trustees have got certain discretions and the beneficiaries of the trust have got no vested rights, but they are subject to the decisions and discretions exercised by the trustees. So the names or the nature of the trust, the benefits it has, the discretionary trust, why it works so well in South Africa. It's got protection benefits. It helps you. The assets that you put in a trust is then protected. You can use the assets, but it doesn't belong to you. It's got tax benefits. And that kind of trust, it is structured and drafted and utilized in the correct manner. It will have tax benefits for you as well. It will make you rich.
Wow, wow. I'm getting very excited myself as well. I think I must get more trust because there are some benefits. With saying that, maybe I should ask him the advantage and disadvantage of trust.
Okay, so why do people register a trust or use a trust? Many people have heard the advantages and disadvantages, and they just register the trust without really using it. People normally use a trust to buy property in and to protect that property. So, what benefits does a trust have then? First of all, tax benefits. So, there's many taxes that we pay in South Africa, and the trust, if it's properly structured and properly drafted, and you've got a discretionary trust, this trust will save your income tax. You pay the minimum amount of income tax, despite the popular belief out there. It will save you estate duty because the trust never dies. So whatever you've put in the trust, you won't pay death taxes on. There's another tax that you pay when you die, which people don't know, and that is capital gains tax. You will also save on that tax. So you shouldn't only register a trust for tax, but in most cases, a trust also have tax consequences. Secondly, you register a trust to ensure that there's continuation upon your death. Whatever you put in the trust, it's safe in the trust for your family, and it does not need to be transferred to the heir and from the heir to the other heir. So in the long run, you save a lot of costs. And then the trust, if it is properly drafted and structured, it renders protection against creditors. So whatever is in the trust, it is safe, cannot be attached by creditors, or in the event of insolvency, it is also protected. So I've got many clients whom I've assisted over the years to make their estates, especially businessmen, to protect the assets we put in a trust and in a trust structure, and all those assets are safe many, many, many years afterwards. So it has all those benefits. One of the first rules of wealth is that you must pay yourself first, which not a lot of people do. So if you properly structure a trust, it can help you to save money, not only protect your assets, but utilizing your business structures. You can make money out of your business into the trust in a tax efficient and a legal manner that will help you a lot, so that you accumulate assets and plan for your future, so it will make you rich. The disadvantages of a trust is what we hear in the media, and unfortunately a lot of that is propaganda. What the receiver of revenue has done, they don't like trust, so what do? They try to scare people. They've ring-fenced the trust. What it means, they've tried to put a fence around the trust. And like any fence, you just give the idea of stay away. But the trust has many benefits. So that's the only disadvantage. There's a little bit of rules, tax compliance rules that you have to adhere to. If the trust is properly structured, you will not have any of those problems. You'll have to register the trust for tax purposes, obviously, and annually you'll have to make decisions on everything that the trust has done in writing, which they call a resolution, and you need to draft financial statements. Like any other business or company that you have, this is the same, but some people see it as a disadvantage.
Wow, thank you very much, Mr. Hesselink. I'll quickly just take a break. Please don't go away. Thanks.